All right. Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing this evening? Hello, Gun Nation, I should say. Y'all will have to bear with me. I have the cough again, so I'm getting over it. We all know what the cough is, but we'll wait till everybody jumps on. I'll say uh, I'll say hello to everybody real quick. I have been somewhat. Hello, CZ Shadow 2, Ranger 10, Lynn Holt, Ohio Gear Guy, Milkman, Pistol Pete. Bald's Glock video is over. I thought he had the shadow systems, but either way, I mean, Glock type. Hello, Tim. How are you? And this is actually a question that I was asked, and CZ Shadow's asking again. Hello, Big J. I like the gun you just bought. I have a C2, so I'm wondering if I want the new DS9 carry. It costs more than the C2. Just so you know, and everyone knows, I mean, I've got to prove that gun out. And since I've gotten the cough, I haven't been able to go and prove it out. But I do want to shoot it, get some rounds behind it, make sure everything's going to function correctly. You know, there is a little bit of a break in on this because these tolerances are much, much tighter than a Staccato. So I just want to prove it out. And then I am going to be doing some videos, like I said in that video. I am going to be doing some videos because I still have the stock barrel for my C2, not the, I upgraded and purchased an additional threaded barrel. But I do have the stock barrel for the C2, so I'm going to be doing the C2 stock barrel versus the DS9 carry. So I'm going to be doing some comparisons of that also. Um, I don't want to say, oh yeah, get it, it's going to be a great gun. I mean, I love my MPA hybrid, and kind of the point that I was making, and I even said it in the video, is I wanted the Staccato P and the Staccato C2, and I wanted the MPA 9 DS9 hybrid and the DS9 carry. So that way, I've got the aluminum, solid aluminum guns, both of those, and then the alloy polymer type Staccato guns. So that was kind of the point of that. And of course, I'm loving the 2011s. And like I said, I was a 1911 guy before all this striker fire shit and all that. We all know that. Not that I dislike striker fire guns or double action, single action guns or single action only guns. Um, my heart is just 1911, 2011s. So, I tend to kind of invest, so to say, on what I enjoy. Nothing wrong with the others. I'm not just, discrediting the other guns. So please don't think that. It's just I buy what I enjoy. So that's kind of what I do. ATF is trying to pressure holster makers to give them their client list. Yes, I heard about that a long time ago. And I've talked to a few of them, and they're not participating with what the wants are. Some have not even received letters or anything from the ATF. And also, screw ATF. I mean, you don't have to give them shit. If you're a holster maker, it doesn't matter. I mean, screw them, whatever. So, let's see here. Hello, reloading from the hot pot. How are you? Hello, Chris from the 740. Russ Dennis, how are you? Yeah, I mean, I so far I'm really liking the MPA, but like I said, I haven't shot it. Being 1,000% honest, since I've got this cough, I have not been able to go to the range and shoot it. So just kind of been laying low and trying to get over this crap. It's still stuck in my throat and coughing some, um, but it is what it is. On the meds. Let's see here. Feels like the MPA gives the user more value than staccatos do, and I'm a big staccato fan. Makes me want a DS9. The MPA just allows a little more customization. Like you could pick your color trigger, you can pick some different things, and of course, I did talk to the owner, and he will allow, if y'all choose to, and that'll be an additional charge, but they will laser engrave something on there for you if they have the room to. And if it's not like some, crazy design, something that they can do with their laser etcher, he said that they will do it. So that's pretty cool too. Hello, Two Gun. How are you, man? Frisco, Texas is not far from me. Matter of fact, I've got a bunch of buddies in Frisco. Every time I go to YouTube, before I log in and see all the recommended videos with their mouths open, I think of your comment you made. Mouth open must be more views. Mouth open means they want something in their mouth. I just think that's stupid, and all this, shock factor videos and stuff. It's just not me. I mean, if they want to do it, whatever, that's cool. Not a problem. Hello, Cajun Tiger. How are you? Vanessa, how are you? I know some will laugh, but I carry my Glock 43X MOS more than my Staccato C2. I love that little gun. Hey, man, Russ, I would never, for one, I never tell anybody what to carry or any of that. I always want everyone to carry what they're comfortable with, what they like, what they enjoy. I just wish some would let me do what I want to do. And the comments are just crazy. What I hear, it's amazing. Oh, Two Gun ordered the MPA DS9 Commander size today. Cool, man. Did you get the one with the magwell, or did you get that flush fit like I did? Just curious. I think you'll really like it. Like I said, I have not shot it yet, so I want to go shoot it. I want to prove it out. Hello, CW. How are you, sir? I want to shoot it. This is the first alcohol I've had in about 5 days, and I am also drinking a lot of electrolytes. Yeah, and I will say this, and I think I've said this. I love Staccato. Please do not take this the wrong way. I love Staccato. Y'all know I love Staccato. MPA is a notch up because of their tighter tolerances. Their fit is better. Not saying the Staccato is bad. It's just more of a, and I kind of say this in a way that maybe everybody can understand. And I'm not trying to be rude. I think that the Staccato, and trust me, I have two of them, so I really like them. I think Staccato is kind of the Glock of 2011. It works. It works very, very well. It's dependable and all that other stuff. And I did have that issue with my C2. I think that was just a fluke, but they took care of me very well, and I'm very thankful for that. It is a Texas company, and I definitely try to support a Texas company. But MPA, just with their fit, their finish, the way it feels, it is, I would say, better fit and things than the Staccato. The Staccato is kind of like the Glock of the 2011s, the do-it-all, the dependable, the workhorse. And I think the MPA is going to be that way as well. It's just a little nicer, and you can tell it when you really rack it and things like that. It's definitely like ball bearings. Where the Staccato, it's not that it's bad, it's just not 100% ball bearings, so to say. But, it is what it is. Let's see here. Magwell version with the stainless control. Cool, man. Yeah, and like I said, I wanted to give this non-Magwell, a chance and see what I thought about it. And so far, just with dry firing it, because I have done a lot of dry fire, basically been coughing my ass off and doing dry fire around the house. And it's nice. So I'm really liking it. I just wish, and this is just my opinion because I'm a super, super aggressive guy, like I said in the video, I wish the grip was even more and more aggressive. I like DNA takers. I've said that many times. And, from what I understand, because I ask, they're not going to offer the super, super aggressive on this type of carry version because most people probably won't like that. I mean, the other aggressive one is very aggressive. So most people probably would be like, oh, it's going to rub my stomach. However, if you have a great gun belt and you have a great holster, you're not going to get any movement. It's just going to stay in one place. So it's not really going to chafe you or rub you. Like if you wore some jiggy ass holster and some cheap ass, dress belt or something where it's going to move all over the place. Let's see here. Hello, sir. How are you? What about Canik Mede SFX? Just asking. I mean, Caniks are very decent guns. I mean, I really have no dog in the fight. I've owned Caniks before. For the price that you pay for them, they're really not a bad gun. Um, Fairly reliable. I had a recall on one of mine. I had one of the original ones. I did have a recall on it, but, and it was really stupid because it was like, you have to pay to mail it in and then they'll fix it or they'll replace what they were recalling it for. And then you have to pay to ship it back. So I was just like, F that. So I never did it. But it wasn't like a full blown safety recall. It was just say, hey, here's something we've noticed. And it's like, well, if you've noticed it, you should take care of it for other people. But I'd never heard of MPA. I was going to buy a Staccato and saw the MPA after handling both. I went back to the MPA and bought it, not even checking reviews. The trigger is the best I've felt. Yeah, the trigger is definitely lighter. On my DS9 hybrid, the trigger came in at 2.5 pounds when it was built. Since break-in, and I've got thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds through my hybrid, my big one, and it's right now at about 2 pounds. So it's super nice trigger. This one was 3.6 pounds. After I break it in, it might come out to 3.1 or so. And for me, I mean, I've carried 1.5 pound triggers on 1911s. So as long as you don't put your finger on the bang switch, it's not going to go bang. So I'm not scared of light triggers. That's just me. But other people, and if you don't like carrying light triggers, I can completely understand that. And I did have a question, and this question keeps coming up and coming up and coming up, so I wanted to address it. I've had a lot of people say, manipulating a 2011 can get you killed in the streets if you're carrying a striker-fired gun. And I really want to address that. Because if you've watched my videos forever, I'm talking way, way, way back when I first started YouTube, gosh, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I don't even know how long it's been now. You will notice even when I shoot a striker fired gun, what I do is I draw the gun, I come out with it, and you will always notice my right thumb, I sweep it, basically I'm sweeping it down and then shooting it. So it's always a sweep with this thumb. I've always done that with striker fire guns. That's what I've done because I grew up with 1911s. So it is not a training scar to me because think about it. On a 1911, 2011, I'm sweeping it, I'm riding the top of the safety, and I'm shooting. That's done. I want to stop, flip it back up, load it in my pants, I'm good to go. On a striker fire, if you do the exact same thing, you come out and you sweep it, on a striker fire, there's nothing to sweep. You don't have it, so it doesn't matter. But you're not training away from that. You're just making it part of your normal shooting. And if you're sweeping something, it's there and you're sweeping it. If it's not there, you're not sweeping it, and it doesn't matter. So that is what I've always done. Sorry that I've got the coughs, but let's see here. My MPA was bought used, 1.7 pound trigger, smooth and crisp, and incredible reset. Yeah, and if y'all know this, on a 1911, 2011, you can tune that trigger to whatever you want. You can tune them to be heavier. You can tune them to be lighter. That's the great thing about a quality 1911/2011. You can tune them however you see them fit. Really wanting an MPA open 9mm major pistol. Yeah, they have some nice ones. I mean, they're definitely in the shooting game. Um, David is their pistol builder and the head guy, and he definitely knows what's going on. Hello, Pranic. How are you? But like if you're thinking of maybe, hey, you want to carry a 2011 or a 1911 or something like that, if you'll just train, to sweep something right there with your right thumb, if you're right-handed, of course your left thumb if you're left-handed, um, just all the time on every gun you shoot, you're not going to have any issues with any gun that you shoot other than a revolver, because you don't really need to do that with a revolver. But it's just something that's kind of been ingrained in me. And I've had people ask, like when I was shooting striker fire guns, they're like, why does your thumb do that? That's why it does that. We're going to try to get through this. This is the most I've talked, and I don't know how long. Probably 5 days. No, Brian, that's what I was saying. I have not shot the MPA yet. I've got the cough. I think y'all know where I'm going with this, so I have not been able to shoot it yet. Two gun, I want to say it took is it like 8 or 12 weeks or something like that? I mean, it wasn't real quick, but I think that's what it was, like 8 or 10 or 12 weeks, something like that. Lake Ozark guy, how would you compare the MPA to the Wilson Combat SFX9? I have an FX9, just wondering if the MPA would be different. May buy one. I think it is definitely different. The Wilson does not have a grip safety. And if y'all notice, on my MPA, I had it pinned down. I am not a grip safety guy. I hate them. Matter of fact, just so y'all know, and I think I've already announced this, all my grip safeties are pinned. The only one that is not pinned now is my full-size MPA, because it hits me right in the perfect spot where I don't have to worry about it. But my Staccato P, my C2, and my MPA carry gun are all pinned down. I even have another 1911 that's pinned down. You've got your flip safety on the side, and before you say, oh my God, you're pinning a grip safety, most competition guns are already pinned. And as long as you have your flip safety on the side, you don't need a grip safety. I don't, and if you choose to have one, that's totally cool. Do what you want. I do what I want, but I don't need a grip safety, and I don't like them. But I would say the Wilson Combat, this is just my 2 cents, and I've shot that Wilson Combat. Matter of fact, I shot Harry's. It's a nice gun, but in my personal opinion, I actually prefer the Staccato and the MPA, and I haven't even shot the MPA. I prefer them and the feel of them over the Wilson Combat for that particular model. It's just, that's a very chunky gun. Not that chunky is a problem for me, but if I had that Wilson Combat, I would have to have the XL with the longer grip to be totally comfortable for me. But I mean, and the Wilson Combat's a great gun. I'm not taking anything away from it. But I don't really consider it a true 2011, but that's just me. So, yeah, I'm trying. This shit, it's not fun. Started with a scratchy throat, and then, a little bit of pressure there, and then turned into a full-blown sore throat. And but I'm on all the meds. Like I said, this is the first drink I've had in like 5 days. But I have finished all my medicine. I'm just trying to kick this cough crud out of my throat. But, and this is, and also I had this on here too. I've been getting a lot of people saying I'm stupid for buying the guns that I buy, that I'm ridiculous, and that I'm what was the word? A showboater, or oh, I'm not a normal gun guy. I'm not the average normal gun guy. For one, I never claimed to be. Also, I have always told everybody, buy what you want, shoot what you want, carry what you want. I do not tell anybody what to buy, what not to buy, and that's dumb for carrying this or dumb for carrying that. I want guns that hold value and that are different and slightly unique. I'm not saying every 2011 is unique, but I like 1911s slash 2011s. I grew up on 1911s. I've told that story a billion times. I'm sure people are tired of hearing it. But, a polymer gun to me is a polymer gun. Yes, I like polymer guns. I have plenty of polymer guns. I'm not dumping polymer guns, but I like choices. I like to have different things. Also, buying a bunch of budget guns, like $400 gun here, $500 gun here, $400 gun here, that really does nothing for me. Also, the resale value. If I ever wanted to sell these guns, they hold their value. I've sold some very, very expensive 1911s, and I got all my money back plus more. So, you know, try to do that with a budget gun. You're going to take an ass whooping. Trust me. Um, I'm not new to this game, but if you want something that's going to hold value, it's kind of like a car. You can buy a cheap piece of shit to get you back and forth to work, but sometimes they don't hold their value. I'm not saying you have to buy a McLaren because their quality sucks, but you know, if you invest in something that's going to hold its resale value, or if you ever want to get rid of it or whatever down the road, or you need money or something were to happen, you can usually get rid and still make a lot more money on a higher priced gun or a quality type piece, because they hold their value. So just something to think about. Well, I would say most of us in this chat are not normal gun people. Laugh out loud. Who says this crap? Let people buy what they want and keep their mouths shut. It's America. Yeah, but Russ, and I appreciate that. But here's what it is: there are haters. There are, and I'm not saying. I mean, some people are budget oriented, or some people are just, put it right out there, cheapskates. And they're like, oh, a Glock 19 will do everything I want it to do. And I'm not saying that it won't. But I've got Glocks. I mean, I've been there and done that. I'm an old dude. This is not my first rodeo. I like to enjoy the nicer things in life. I like to be more unique. I've always been that way. I try to customize some guns and just set up stuff like I like. I mean, back in the day, I was the guy that had tennis shoes made and only had like one pair. I used to have custom ordered tennis shoes just so I could have something different from everybody else. Big J, when you sell a gun, what site do you use, if you even use one? I have sold guns locally. I have actually had some subscribers reach out to me, send me an email asking me, hey, are you interested in selling that particular gun? And I have sold guns to subscribers. I will have them pay me with cashier's checks and things like that, and then I will ship them to their FFL. So there are some subscribers out there right now that actually have 3 of my guns, my nicer guns. I don't sell a whole bunch of them, but there is a point, and I mean, I'm not afraid to say this, there is a point where you could say, do you have too many? Well, I have a lot. And do I ever shoot them? I mean, I was kind of doing an inventory not too long ago, just kind of looking. I have guns in my collection, and I'm being very honest with y'all. I don't bullshit or, sugarcoat things. But I have guns that I have not shot in 5 or 6 years. I mean, they're just sitting there. So, I mean, I am, actually considering getting rid of some more. I really am. Because I used to be more of a collector. Now I'm not collecting so much. I'm just really having guns that I really, really enjoy and really, really want. Average Texan to me. You remind me of a buddy I shoot with many years ago. He had great wisdom. Why I watch you. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, Pranic. Yeah, and some people say that they're, hobby of collecting and things like that. I mean, I just kind of like to, if y'all know anything about me, I was a car freak. Um, I've always been a gun freak, a golf freak. It's kind of like I kind of dabble in a lot of different things. Had to step away and want to ask, if it hasn't been asked already, feedback on what came down on AR-15 vote, open discussion. Um, I think, didn't they say that they're going to? I mean, it has to go through the Senate now. I think it passed in the House or something. To be honest with you, like I've talked about before, um, and I've told people what they want to do. There's a time that people have to stop bending over and taking it right up the ass, and need to stand up and do what you want to do and quit folding like lawn chairs. So it is what it is. They can talk, they can preach, they can do what they want, but I'll continue to do what I want. So there you go. You can never have too many. Well, Brennick, there is a point. I mean, if you can arm everybody you need to arm, plus you got quite a few. Hello, Vito. How are you? Hello, Matt Moore. Sorry about the throat, people. I'm trying to do the best I can. I have at least 2 or 3 firearms that I bought 5 to 7 years ago that have never been fired. Best part, not a single one of them is collectible. Yeah. And you know what's funny? And I brought this up a long time ago. And I noticed that Keenan, if y'all don't follow Keenan, he actually mentioned it today. He had a question that said, does anybody have 2 or 3 of the same type of guns? Meaning, like, if you like a gun so much, do you get another one exactly like it? And I've been saying that for years. I've got 2 PO7s, 2 PO9s, 3 P10Cs. Um, there's several ARs. There's several shotguns. I've got 2 930s that are set up exactly the same. So if you find something that you really like, I do believe in having another one of them. So that's kind of why I wanted the big 2011s and then the smaller carry 2011s, kind of as like a matching set, even though they are different sizes. But, you know, if you find models that you really like, there's nothing wrong with getting 2 or 3 of them. In case one were to ever break, you've got another one ready to roll. So, yeah, it passed the House. It will die in the Senate. The fact that they're even trying should tell you all they need to know. Yeah, like I said, I'm tired of listening to the morons. They're freaking puppets. And I'm just at the point where it's like their mouth's moving, but I don't care. Is there any other gun that would be comparable to the Bull or MPA, Bull Armor, etc.? Here's the thing about MPA, and I said this in the video. MPA only uses billet parts. If you aren't familiar with what that means, you can look it up. Other manufacturers, such as Bull, they use MIM parts, meaning that they pour into a mold of like a trigger or a hammer or something like that, and it comes out and they use it. MPA doesn't do any of that. So that is one thing that I appreciate. And I don't believe Staccato does either, but I think Staccato also does forging. MPA does not even do forging. So you are getting more of a custom type, premier type pistol. I'm not saying it's the best in the world. I'm not saying it's better than Infinity. I'm not saying it's better than Atlas. It's better than many, many, many pistols. I'm not knocking Bull Armory. Bull Armory makes great pistols. I am just not a MIM fan. Yeah, I've talked about this before. I've had Sig Sauer 1911s. I had a trigger take a shit. It was a MIM trigger. Had it completely disintegrate on me. These were the old MIM parts. Had a hammer let loose. That's why even on my Sig 1911, all of the MIM shit was taken off, and I ordered all EGW parts. EGW does in-house manufacturing, so I ordered their pins, everything, to replace all of the MIM parts. I am just not a MIM part fan. MIM parts have definitely came a long, long way from what they used to be. But let's say this. Y'all remember when the 365 first came out with the firing pin, how it was having primer drag, and some of the firing pins were breaking. Those were MIM firing pins. So shit can happen. Now, again, shit can happen with any gun. Obviously, look at my Staccato C2. The frame warped. So nothing is, if it's manufactured, it can fail. But just an example, I just try to, stay away from MIM parts. But Glock, everybody has MIM parts, and a lot of them are perfectly, they work great, no issues, blah, blah, blah. It's just my personal thing. Call me a FUD, call me what you want to call me, whatever. I don't give two shits, but, Been putting my CEM MG MK10 through the paces, fired 155, 180, and 220 grain ball ammo just fine. Very fun PCC to shoot. I bet it is fun. Yeah, PCCs are a blast. Big J, do you know Coleon Noir and thoughts of his YouTube? I mean, I don't personally know him. I know he lives here in Dallas. I have seen him at, what was the name of that gun store? I saw him at Urban Outfitters in Dallas. He was in there, just looking and talking to the guys. I'm not the guy that runs up and gets autographs. He puts his pants on just like I do. I put my pants on the same way, one leg at a time. I just said, hey, kind of waved, and he waved back, and that's about as much as I know him. He does a lot of videos for companies and things like that. Of course, he is paid on a lot of the videos that he does, or he's getting free guns and things like that. And that's all cool. I mean, and I'm sure that he's giving, I hope that he's giving his honest opinion. I'm sure he is. I watched some of his videos. I don't think he's a bad guy. I love what he's doing for the Second Amendment. So I have no ill will towards the guy. I actually like him. So, there you go. Yeah, it's always good to have a bunch of 22. But yeah, I mean, he's highly watched. A lot of people like his. He does a great job with his videos and things like that. So yeah, I really like EGW. They are a great company. Really, really nice people and very helpful. I've got a couple of their precision mounts also for scopes, precision rings. They have different classifications. I've got some of their match set precision rings, and they're super nice rings. And their pricing is very, very good if anybody's needing anything like that. But there you go. Sorry for the somewhat repetitive questions, but you helped me a lot going to get an MPA. Cool. I really appreciate it. I mean, they're very nice people. I've talked to the owner, many times. He's a really, really nice guy. They want to make a quality product. I believe they do make a quality product, and they have a lifetime warranty. If anything ever happens, no questions asked. They're going to take care of you. Matter of fact, just so y'all know, I'll go ahead and announce it now. I am going to be having them on the chat. So I'm going to have the president, one of the head pistol builder. I have invited them on the chat, and the owner / president said that it would happen. So MPA is going to be coming on the chat hopefully soon. We're going to get it all set up to where they can all be on, and I think y'all will enjoy it. So I'll just go ahead and let that cat out of the bag that they are going to be doing that. And I really enjoy working with them. They're really nice people. But let's see, was the C2 an aluminum frame? Yes, all Staccato C2s are aluminum frame. Yes, they are. They don't make a steel frame in the C2. How prevalent are MIM parts in the auto industry? They are. They definitely are. You're getting a lot of your caliper setups, and they do fail. They do fail. I've seen some break. So, that's probably just the, I'm very hard headed. A lot of people say I'm old school and things like that, but, I mean, and I'm not saying MIM parts will fail. I have tons of pistols with MIM parts, and they all work great. So, but yes, there are a lot of them in the automotive too. P01 Urban Gray is a cool little pistol. Yeah, and if y'all want to know, I'm not afraid to say it. My CZP01, one of my subscribers, and I don't know, he might even be on here. He actually has my CZP01. So I did sell it to him, send it to his FFL, and do it all legally. So he has my P01. There's another subscriber that has one of my Shadow 2s. I had 3 of them at one time. Now I only have 2 left. So there's a couple of subscribers that might be on here that are enjoying those now. Oh, I changed my name from Guy Comet, so this is not new to your channel. I appreciate all your help you've given me the last few years. Oh, I remember Guy Comet. Okay, gotcha. Well, I appreciate y'all always being on. And I love the camaraderie that we have. I love hearing y'all's input. I hope you like hearing mine. Um, but we will be doing, and again, I'll say this one more time because people always ask. I will be doing a comparison after I shoot the MPA carry gun, prove it out, because I'm sure there might be a little bit of break-in, but that's what I want to tell. It might just run right off the bat. But it took about 200 rounds for the DS9 hybrid because the tolerances are much tighter, just like a well-built 1911. It does have a break-in. So it took about 200 rounds for the DS9 hybrid to break into where I could run staccato mags in it. At first, it would not take staccato mags. So I want to see if the carry version is going to be like that. So I want to run it, prove it out, run some different ammos, of course, 124, 115, 124 hollow points, things like that through it to see how it's going to run. And then we will be putting the factory non-threaded barrel in the C2 against the MPA eventually. And then I'm going to honestly tell you which gun that I really like best, like which one as far as feel. And I've always been a big field shooter because I'm a field golfer and things like that. But which one feels better under recoil, things like that, so we can compare a non-comped to a non-comped. I want to make it as fair as possible. So let's see here. Vito says, I just stopped by to hit the thumbs up and say hi. Have a great week, everyone. Thanks for the stream, Big J. Thanks, Vito. I appreciate it, man. Richard Jenkins, this channel has been a big help for me for choosing firearms. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Richard. I appreciate you, man. My custom Shadow 2 kind of ruined my shooting skills. I shot that one so well. It always makes it to the range, and it's easy to get spoiled by an exceptional trigger and non-existent recoil. I would agree with that. Shadow 2 is a great shooting pistol. It really is. And that's kind of another thing. And this has been brought up, and I even did a video on it. But, I've got the CZ TSO. Great pistol. Phenomenal pistol. Love the pistol. But I still prefer the Shadow 2 over the TSO because it fits more roles. You can put a light on it. You could carry it if you wanted to. And the TSO, you could carry it, but it's a pretty, ridiculous gun. And then when it comes to a 2011, like the hybrid DS9 or even my Staccato P, I actually prefer those two guns even over the TSO. And the TSO, mine has like a 1.9 pound trigger. But of course, the DS9 hybrid has a 2 pound trigger too. But it just fits more roles. So honestly, I've been thinking about it, maybe even selling my TSO, with the optic mount and plate and all that stuff on the top. I've actually been considering it because I haven't shot it in forever. Not that it's a bad gun. It's actually a great gun, but I just think somebody else might enjoy it more than I enjoy it. Hello, Tactical Firearms. How are you, man? TSO all day. I couldn't carry it. I'd like to hear that comparison. The darn DS9 costs more than the big DS9. I've never shot a CZ Tactical Sport TSO, but those have to be sweet triggers. They are. I mean, it's a great gun. Hello, Dennis. How are you, man? I put the Radiant Afterburner Ramjet combo on my Shadow Systems MR920. I'm now a believer in comps on pistols. Yeah, I've been saying that forever. Now, I've also said this. I have some comps that were done by some other companies that they suck. They are not doing what they need to do. It's more of just looks. It's more of aesthetics. And that comp, some of these comps that I have, and those are the ones I really don't shoot really anymore, they're more for looks than true function. So you got to be careful with some comps that you buy. Some are just mediocre, and some really comp a pistol well. So, hello, Miss Hotshot. How are you? Yeah, and like I said, the TSO, my TSO is a great pistol. It just sits there because I have so many other guns that I shoot more. That was Be With You on your channel. Dennis, I've got the coof. So trying to get over the coof. You just have to warn people before they shoot your TSO. There is no slack in that trigger. You're exactly right. I've said this many times. Back when I had it, I let KS Gun Guy shoot it. And I told him, I said, the trigger's really short, so be careful with it. He grabbed it and was like, whoa, boom. I mean, he double tapped it and didn't even know it. He's like, holy crap. I'm like, yep. It'll sneak up on you. Howdy, kid. Bedford, Texas. There you go, buddy. Yep. Well, Texas Gun Experience actually has one of their stores over in Bedford. It's not Texas Gun Experience, but they own it. I think everybody needs to learn how to shoot a Glock first. You're not getting away with crappy fundamentals shooting a Glock like you can with the 2011. Don't yell at me. No, I mean, Here's what I think. If you really want to put some pressure on some people, have them shoot some freaking revolvers with 12-pound hammers. um, Even a Glock can be cheating for some of the old school guns that I grew up on. Not 1911s, of course, but some of the old, double action, single actions, and shit like that I dealt with, and some of the revolvers with the 8 and 12-pound triggers, or double action only revolvers. But I just think that whatever you carry, whatever you enjoy, whatever you shoot, I mean, definitely train with it. But here's one thing I'll say, and I've always said this. I think it's good for somebody to have in their collection, and I know guys that only have Glocks. That's all they have. They only have Glocks. And I would rather be used to shooting like a Glock or a striker fire gun, a double action, single action, a revolver, a single action trigger. I think it's best to have an assortment of gun manipulations. So if you ever had to pick one up in the wild, you would at least know how to shoot it, at least be familiar with it. And I'll be the first to say, I have 3 revolvers. I know how to shoot revolvers. I don't like revolvers. I grew up on revolvers and I shot them. I mean, when I would go to the range when I was younger, all I would shoot is revolvers. So I know how to shoot them. They're just not fun anymore. Now, if it was like a Korth badass revolver, with a dot and, like a 2-pound trigger or something, hell yeah, I'd be all over that. But, revolvers just aren't my gig anymore. Not saying there's anything wrong with them. They're just not my deal. IBG said, there is a CZ Rammy and an SP01 Tactical for sale at LGS if anyone is interested. I would hard pass on the Rammy, but SP01 Tactical, I mean, they're good guns. The first pistol I bought with my own money was a Smith & Wesson Sigma. A lot of people have bought those because that was all I could afford at the time. Triggers only get better from there. Yes, they do. Yeah, I drink in these Powerade Zeros because of the, electrolytes and crap, because I don't want to dehydrate. So, and I'm sorry about the coughing, guys and ladies. Trying to do the best I can. Supply chain issues. Yeah, that's why Glock, why not a PO7? I think actually a PO7 is harder to shoot to get used to the double action, single action. And that's kind of what I was saying. I think everybody, I mean, the PO7 and PO9s are great pistols. They really are. I mean, that's why I have 2 of each of them. And I just don't shoot them that much. I've got a custom PO1, or excuse me, a custom PO7 and a custom PO9, and then the other 2 are stock, and they're the Urban Grays. But the neat thing about the PO9s is like I pulled the threaded barrel out of one of them, the Urban Gray one, and moved it over to the other gun that I had customized. And, those barrels, you can just swap them, and the slides, you can just move them all over the place. There's no fitting that you actually have to do there. They're pretty much remove and replace. Is there, and I was going to ask this question too, I have it written down. Is there anything that y'all are wanting to see on the channel or for me to change anything? I actually had a guy put up a thing the other day and he goes, I think you need to revamp everything you do. And I was like, everything I do? And he said, yeah, you need to revamp everything that you do. I don't know what he meant. I asked, what do you mean by that? And he never replied. So is there anything y'all want to see me do differently or anything you don't like that I do? Not saying I'm going to change, but you know what I mean. Just asking for, information if there's anything that y'all really want to see. Follow-ups on other pistols, comparisons. And if y'all look way back when, I used to do a lot of comparison videos. I have had people ask for more comparison videos. even between some of the older guns that I have. MBX PCC review, that would be cool. I don't have an MBX, but I do have a PCC. Um, I'm talking about what I have. I'm not going to go buy something just to review it. And I probably have friends who have MP. I do have some friends who have those, but I could probably use them to review them. Okay, let's see here what this one says. Hell no, no revamp. Just be yourself. Well, I'm always going to be myself, but disagree. I like the format, and you do change up the content from time to time. Suppressor comparisons. Well, I mean, I only have a couple of suppressors. I've made it pretty much known that I don't like suppressors on 9mm pistols. It's just not my gig. I love them on a 22, and I like them on 22 rifles. And of course, I love 30 cal on ARs and 308s and stuff. But we could do some more suppressor stuff. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking? What's up, Johnny Danger? No, I don't smell what the Rock. I can't smell anything right now. Let's see if I have anything. Bring out the Shadow 2 Stock 2 and one of your 2011s for shooting comparisons. Okay, we can do that. Matter of fact, I was playing with my CZ Shadow 2 the other day, putting the dot back on it, putting the Trijicon back on it, and I do have the Stock 2, but I don't have a dot on the Stock 2. So, I could still shoot it, and it's a great gun. So, yeah, we could do that, Pistol Pete. I'm happy with the channel. Thank you. You do a great job, Big J. Carry on. Thank you. I have heard the suppressors have actually gotten a lot shorter. Somebody told me that they got one in 91 days, something like that. So I don't know if there's any shorter than that. There could be, but somebody said 91 days. Exactly. The Rock is definitely, he sold out. Oops, where'd that go? I'm patiently waiting for suppressors. I'm deep in that rabbit hole right now. Yeah, I hear you. Your red dot comparisons. Hello, Paris. Your red dot comparisons and review series was awesome. It helped me a lot. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. What's up, Bald and Curious? How are you, man? On the phone with the accountant. Damn taxes. Oh, that's never a fun thing. Matter of fact, I was on the phone about 2 weeks ago with mine. Yeah, if you have some PCCs, it would be fun to see. Yeah, I've got a tricked out PCC. It's got a Hyperfire Eclipse trigger in it. That's a fast ass trigger. Does take a lock mag, so it's a lot of fun. But I definitely enjoy shooting them. But boy, they do suck up some ammo. Change nothing. You're the pimp daddy, Big J. No, I'm just Big J. I don't know about no pimp daddy here. Wow. Johnny's bringing the hard questions. If you could only have one carry forever, what would it be and why? Wow. Because, see, that's going to kind of hurt because, I always say that you need, like, my feeling is you need, like, 122, one carry pistol, and then one rifle. If I had to only carry one pistol right now, that's because it hasn't been tested. The other one hasn't been tested. If I had to carry only one pistol right now, honestly, it would probably be the Staccato C2. And I will throw this one out there for anybody else. If it wasn't the C2, because it's so proven and I really do like it as a carry gun, it would be the CZ P10F. CZ P10F is a workhorse. I put that thing through classes. I've ran the dog shit out of that gun. I mean, all my P10s work great, but I love that big P10F. Um, I think it'd be cool to compare you shooting irons versus dots. Well, dots are much faster for me now, but I could probably do that, Brad. And I have done it in videos. I've got a video. I can't. It's probably maybe a year old now, um, where I have one target, but it's got four targets on it on one in my lane, and I'm shooting it as fast as I can with irons, and then I'm shooting it as fast as I can with the dot, and the dot's much faster. You like AKs, Big J? I think I have seen is ARs and pistols, but I could be wrong. I actually took an AK class not too long ago. Here's the thing I don't like about AKs. For one, I definitely want a dot on it, so I'd want an AK with a rail. But most of the AKs out there are way too damn short for me. I mean, the grips are way up here. And then when I took that AK class, I even talked about it in that AK video that I did, the AK class video. It's just they're so damn short for me, and I've got long gorilla arms. Not saying I couldn't shoot it, it just wasn't fun. Um, and I mean, I did good with it, but they're just, I guess I'm really an AR guy. I mean, it's just not saying AKs are bad. I mean, I love 7.62 by 39. However, I like 300 blackout more. No, Rush, you can bring up whatever you want, man. We're an open channel here. Yeah, and I've said this before also, everybody should have a Glock 19 or some sort of Glock because if shit hit the fan, that's what you're gonna, that's what everybody's gonna have. Big J, have you ever posted a video on long range? Yes, IBG, I have. I took my 308 out to 800 yards. It was hitting the steel plate, and then I took my buddy's 338 Lapua. I took it out to 1,250 yards. Prior to that video, the farthest I had ever shot prior to that video was 500 yards. But I took mine out to 800 yards, and then I took his 338 Lapua out to 1,250 yards and was hitting steel. I tried to go to 1,350, and the wind was so bad. You can watch the video. The wind is just, I mean, it is just howling. And it was a lot of fun, but, and I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. But I was like, probably 600 to 800 yards is kind of my cool, neat thing. I don't have to go to 1,000. So I just don't know if I would ever. And I love the 22 shooting rifles. I got that little precision 22, and it's a blast. But of course, I'm not taking it that far. Any word out there? HK making a new pistol? I have not heard that, Johnny. But HK hates civilians. They hate the poors. So who knows? I'm just joking. But I really don't know if they're coming out with anything. I really don't. Great chat again, as always. Hope you get to feeling better soon. Had the same 2 weeks ago. Thank you, Ranger. I appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, we're fixing to shut this bad boy down. I think I'm about to lose my voice. Thank you, Russ. I appreciate it. Yes, I do carry a defensive blade on me. Sometimes it is actually a straight blade, or like a regular knife. Sometimes it's just a pocket knife, but I do carry a blade on me everywhere I go. All right. Well, y'all make sure and tune in to Chris's chat. He'll be kicking it off here at 8 o'clock. So we will go ahead and shut this down, and I guess I've got a couple of minutes. If anybody has any questions, super quick, I'll try to answer them. But I think the voice is fixing to go. So, yeah, well, this is the first whiskey I've had in like a week. So hopefully it'll numb it out. But I had a feeling this chat was going to push this voice, and it has. So, well, I appreciate it, everyone. Y'all have a great night. Remember, an unarmed nation's a very weak nation, so we all got to carry on. Take care, everyone. Y'all be safe out there.